used to take the milk, and 6 o'clock in the morning I had to make fire in a little stove, which it was also some kind of a iron stove. And I was the wood chopper, and sure enough, one of the days I chopped up over here a good chunk of my finger, and Roza was her name, my aunt. She wasn't thinking that it was necessary that she should take me some kind of medical attention, so I walked over myself. I didn't die from it. I remained alive until today, you see. Anyway, I don't know if to get into specific details with my uncle Velvu. The point was that Velvu decided that not necessarily for me to go to school, but I wanted to go to school, and I had a friend in the same apartments, and finally I ran away to school, and I ran away to night school, and I went to high school. In other words, I jumped over a few years, but it doesn't matter. I had to jump over. I had to make up what I lost. I didn't make up too much, but whatever I could, in the long run, I did what I could. So, but I used to come home 10 o'clock at night, and Velvu used to open the windows, and he used to yell and used to insult me, and it was a tararam. Where did I go at night until 10 o'clock? I just couldn't let him understand that the school is like from 6 to 10 at night. But anyhow, this went away too. The main idea what was interesting in Velvu's household, that Velvu was a big speculant. Speculant is a macher, a dealer, and in Russia at that time, nothing was. Nothing. Everything was rational. But by the time you get even a match you couldn't get. Matches people had to sell on the black market, and there was nothing to get. So I used to sell for Velvu. Velvu used to was the macher, a ondler mit needles from England, fine sewing needles, very fine. I remember for some reason they had to be fine needles. So I used to bring them from place to place, and Velvu had a lot of dollars under his mattress. So, and by the way, I wrote a manuscript, which I have it. I'd like to show it to you. And in the manuscript, I was saying my uncle put the dollars under the mattress. Sure enough, that typist said, my uncle put the money in the bank. That goes to show just, I jumped over from one point to the other. I just wanted to know, to say that how much money he had. He had a lot of money, but Velvu was very stingy. She was stingy. I never had anything. I always used to go to the flea markets and buying leftover second-hand shoes and second-hand dresses. And from America, I also had the second-hand schmattes. I have had it with schmattes. Did I have with schmattes? Gewalt. Plenty. Anyhow, the main thing was they were a little bit fighting over me in Velvu's house. If I would go to another hand, she doesn't have to give me provision, and Velvu, for some reason, Velvu probably meant to him a lot of those packages, so he wanted to keep me there. It was family mess. Nobody took care of me. I have a lot of uncles, a lot of aunts. I was my own boss. I had to take care of myself, whatever I could. It was interesting that in 47, then it was a big hunger in Chernovitz. People were dying literally in the streets. I saw really a child dying in the street with a piece of bread. And I was going from place to place. I used to steal sometimes a lot of food somewhere, wherever I could. I used to take. I used to take out also from a pot, just to steal it out. So in 47, they closed. In 47, the Jews from Chernovitz left for Romania. And everybody, whatever they had, their belongings, they used to hide in all kinds of places, in furniture, or even pails, aluminum pails used to be done in double ends. The water shouldn't drip out. I can't think of the word. Sorry, I told you I speak Yiddish better. So, anyhow, when my aunt Roza, where I was living with them, she was pregnant, and sure enough, in 47. I don't remember usually precise, but that I sure remember. April 1747. We had to leave the house, everything was ready, and she gave birth to her daughter Manya. And we never left Chernovitz. And I remained in Chernovitz, and we had to leave for Romania, and to leave Russia, so to say, almost forever. It didn't work out. And I remained in the same Chernovitz. Finally, the story goes that being that we did not leave for Romania, I was more or less probably already around 14, 15, within close to 16 already. When I was 14, my uncle Velvely gave me to work in a factory of, I was a fast person. So I learned very fast how to sew straight stitches. We were sewing some kind of sheets. And this is how I got to know the light industry. Introduction to our industry, which I wasn't extremely happy. I'd rather be happy in another industry, definitely not in the needle industry.
All right, wanna take a break?
Take a break? Good.
Okay. Okay.
I think I stopped somewhere.
You learned how to sew straight.
Yeah. I became a schnaderke. Schnaderke means something to sew. Doesn't matter what. A schnaderke is really a dressmaker, but I was a straight sewer. And something, I don't know, it didn't work. Then I had enough of my uncle Velvu, then took me to our house. I left a little bit Velvu with his family, and I went in to live with Dora Shilman. Dora Shilman, they were very rich, wealthy people in Khotyn, and we were some kind of distant relatives. Dora was a very nice family. They were intelligent people, and they handled me differently. And Dora sent me to a Yiddish school for a little while. I don't know what happened. Either the school closed, either because it was in the 50s, that Stalin had nothing to do already with the Jews. He also tried to eliminate the Jews on his own way. So I learned later on that between Hitler and between Stalin, maybe they were somewhere twins. I did not go to school, but Dora had very good attention. She tried to send me to a Yiddish school. Dora was very nice, and one day, for some reason, did not agree with my uncle Velvu. Why am I living by Dora? Dora also had one-room apartment. She was living with her daughter, Roza. Very nice family, and I like to